Hey guys, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to remove a green screen, and I have a good example that you can see here, and then I also brought a bad example so you can see what happens when you don't have optimal conditions. And this is the bad example. As you can see, there's a lot of creases on the green screen in this clip right here. And that means there's a lot of highlights and shadows, and you will see how they are affected later on in the tutorial. Let's start by removing the green screen from this ideal situation right here. So the first thing we're going to do is to add a crop, because the green screen does not take up the entire space of our video. So I'm going to the effect controls panel, or the effect panel, and searching for crop, pressing enter, and then dragging the crop onto my clip. And then I'm going to the effect controls panel and scrolling down, selecting my crop, the text right here. And then I'm just going to drag these handlebars all the way in, like so. And there is my crop. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to the effects panel, and then I'm going to type in ultra, and that way we can drag the ultra key effect onto our clip as well, like so. I'm going back to the effect controls panel, scrolling down, and here we can see our ultra key. Now I'm going to click the color picker right here, and I'm going to select the color that is most uniform of the green. So it's a bit brighter over here, it's a bit darker up here. So I'm going to select something in the middle and probably right around here. So I'm just going to click that. And as you can see, now some of the green color has been removed, but it's far from perfect, as we can see all these white noise still. So what you can do is that you can expand the matte generation. This is the most important section of the ultra key. And to aid us in removing the last artifacts, then I'm actually going to create a white background for this green screen. So I'm right clicking up here in my project panel. I'm going to select new item and color matte. I'm just going to click OK as it defaults to the sequence settings. And then I'm going to select a white color, press OK, and name it color matte white, and click OK. Then I'm going to drag this color all the way below our clip on the timeline. And I'm just going to drag it out like so. And now you can see there's even artifacts on my shirt in this clip. So what we're going to do is that we're going to start playing with these numbers. And to begin with, we need to play with the transparency, because that's what causes all these white blotches on my shirt. So I'm just going to increase it, and there you can see everything turns to mush. And then I'm just slowly going to decrease it until those artifacts disappear. Like so. Now they've disappeared at around 31. And there we go. My shirt now looks fine, but there's still a lot to be done. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to play with my shadows, because we can see a lot of shadows on the background. So I'm just going to lift this number up, and that did not turn out so well. So I'm just going to decrease it slightly, but we don't want to decrease it completely, because that can also cause artifacts. And as you can see on my beard, something weird is going on. So I'm just going to slightly increase it until my beard looks normal, because we want the lowest possible value to remove the green screen, but we don't want to cause any artifacts on my face. So I'm just going to increase it until my beard looks normal, like so at around 82. We might need to compromise a bit and go a bit lower, but we're going to leave it there for now. The next thing I'm going to play with is the pedestal. And this is perhaps one of the most powerful sliders we have down here. So I'm just going to click and drag it. And as you can see, that fixes a lot of our problems. But beware, a pedestal of perhaps 70 or above, it can cause issues like artifacts on your subject. So just stay mindful of that. And I'm just gonna put it at 88 for now, and we'll see where that takes us. Then we can start playing with the highlights. Let's have a look at see what that does. As you can see, it brings back some of those shadows from the green screen. So I'm just going to drag it down, and when it stops having an effect, then I'm going to release like so. And now we've actually played with a lot of these settings, except for the tolerance part. But as you can see, the tolerance doesn't do that much. So I'm just going to leave it at 50 for now. What we can do, on the other hand, is that we can go to the matte cleanup tab. And here we have a lot of things that can help us clean up our green screen. But pay attention, it will destroy your image. So for example, if we put a lot of choke on, then you can see I'm shrinking. It's basically just cutting into my subject. So let's reset that and go to the most important slider down here, and that's the contrast slider. So I'm just going to increase that, and as you can see, the green screen cleans up really nicely. And I'm just going to go all the way up to maybe 90. That seems just about fine. And now our green screen effect is suddenly looking really, really great. But we still have this dark blotch up top where the green screen maybe hasn't been lit properly. Let me just turn off the green screen effect, and as you can see, it's a bit darker up there. So maybe we need to adjust the color that we selected for our key. So I'm just going to go in here, click on my color, and just make it ever so slightly darker and see what happens. And that cleaned it up nicely, but we may need to make it even darker to clean up our color matte. Just stay mindful not to break anything. So I'm just going to click this again and make it ever so slightly darker. Let's see if we can get away with it. Almost, as you can see, now it's almost gone to the top, but we did create some artifacts at the bottom right corner here. So let's just go back, make it a bit brighter again, like so. And then we're going to just simply crop out the top or mask out the top. So how we do that is that we select our clip on the timeline. We're going to the opacity here, and then we are going to create a free draw Bezier. And we're going to click that and select a point up here, a point here, there, and then we're going to finish it. And I'm just going to move this point a bit up, and over in our mask section in the effect controls panel, I'm just going to decrease the feather to 0, like so. And then I'm going to invert the mask. And now we have a perfect green screen key. And as you can see, it's very important how you light your clip. Next, we're going to have a look at the bad example. Let's copy the white background by holding down our Alt key and dragging the color matte white clip like so. Let's select our clip. Let's apply a Ultra key, like so. And let's also apply a crop to get rid of all the excess in the sides, like so. And I'm just dragging these effects onto my clip. Back to the Effect Controls tab, scroll down, and I'm just going to drag the crop effect above the Ultra key effect. I'm going to click the text right here, and then I'll drag in from the sides, like so, and down from the top, like so. And I know I'm not going to jump in this clip, so I can go all the way down here, no worries at all, like this. And let's select the Ultra key effect and select our color picker, and we're going to select a green right around here. And that worked nicely at a first glance, but we have some problems with the highlights and the shadows. So let's start by expanding the matte generation tab right here, and let's start playing with these numbers and see what happens. So maybe we'll start with the shadow tab. Let's increase that a bit. And as you can see, it creates some artifacts down here if I decrease it. So I'm just going to increase it until I look normal. We want an as low number as possible to fix the green screen, but it creates artifacts. So we have to like increase it until these artifacts disappear at around 56. I'm just going to increase the size of my viewfinder right here. Next thing, I'll go to the pedestal, and I'm just going to increase my pedestal like so, and that seems fine. It's not causing any artifacts. And let's see if we can clean this all up with a matte cleanup effect, like so. And let's adjust the contrast. Oh, look at my watch. So it's supposed to look like this, but whenever I increase the contrast, something weird is going on, but it might not be noticeable. Let's see. See, it's a reflection. Sometimes it turns white. So stay mindful of these things. If you have other weird, funky backgrounds, it may affect bright surfaces in different ways. So let's just increase the contrast to maybe like 82. That seems fine. It doesn't cause any artifacts in our clip, and we have quite a good key, even though we had some issues. So basically, what we've learned from this is that you want these numbers to be either as big or as low as possible without them causing any artifacts on your subject. And that is the most important part. And what's even more important is that you select the right color. So if you can't get your key right, that might mean that you've selected a wrong color, and you can like try and increase the darkness of your key or increase the brightness of your key to see if any of that helps. And now we just have one last thing to do, and that is to fix that contrasty point out here to the right. So once again, we're going to go to our Effect Controls panel, and we're going to click the Opacity Free Draw Bezier tool, like so. And I'm going to click right here, right there, down here, over there, and back. I'm going to decrease the feather, and then I'm going to invert the mask. And just like that. And we have a pretty perfect key, except for the color cast. As you can see right here on my right arm, there's a little bit of a green color cast at times. And if you want to fix this, then there's two ways of going about it. One of the ways is going back onto your clip, going down to the spill suppression, and then you can increase this spill slider. And as you can see, it turns the green color a bit more reddish. But remember, this affects all green colors on your clip, and it may also affect your skin tones, turn them a bit more red. So be careful when using this spill slider right here. Another thing you can do is that you can actually go up to the color tab up here, the Lumetri color tab. Then you can go to the HSL secondary tab, and then you can select the color picker right here. And then you can color pick the part of the skin that has this green tint to it, like so. And then you can actually go down to the tint slider here, and instead of making it more green, then of course you can make it more magenta, like so. And that should help fix the green color cast if you have that problem in your clip. And you can add multiples of these HSL secondary keys to fix this color cast. Alright, that's it for this tutorial. If you have any questions, then feel free to leave them down below, and I will see you guys in the next tutorial.